and welcome to my Tutorial Tuesday. Before I get started on this tutorial, please make sure that you like this video, that you subscribe to my channel and hit that notification bell so that you will get notified of any future videos that we do. So without further ado, let's get started. So we are going to be creating a design that I created on a client and it's been requested that I do it as a little tutorial. So it's a super simple little feather design that's going to really help you guys to hone in on that line work and create a super stunning design for your clients as well. So I've already prepared my nails. So here I have got 2 nails because we are going to be doing 2 different designs, but that go together, so they're going to flow with one another. And I have gone in with blush, which is a beautiful soft pink. This is the pink that I would use to do a French polish as well from our core collection. And I've done 2 coats on my tips here, and I have not top coated or anything like that. I've just literally done the 2 coats of my colour, and I'm sure you will all agree with me, it's an absolutely stunning pink. So the first thing I'm going to do is do my outline. So to do that, I am going to use my Skinny Mini brush, which is a super fine tapered brush that is perfect to do fine line work and detail work as well. So what I normally do is create my base, so like my colours first, and then I'll go in and outline. But this technique is slightly different because we're going to be creating a feather. So I'm going to go in with my black gel paint, and the reason I am using my gel paint rather than a gel polish is because I don't want it to bleed out. A gel paint has a higher viscosity, which means that it's slightly thicker and it holds its own weight, so it's not going to spread and bleed out. It's going to sit and stay exactly where I put it, and that helps in order to be able to create more of a design and get more work done. And that is perfect when we are working on a client, because it means that we're not in and out of the lamp as many times as we would be if we were to use a gel polish. So I'm just going to pop a little bit of my black gel paint, and you can see that viscosity is quite a lot thicker than if we were to be using a gel polish. Now, if you don't have black gel paint, it is available over on our website, which is www.getnow@laurenmcbride.com, and be sure to use a cheeky discount, which is Lauren10, which will give you a 10% discount at checkout. So I'm going to pop one of these tips to one side because we don't need it just yet. And the first thing we are going to do is to create our feather. So I'm going to go in with my Skinny Mini, and I'm going to fully load up this brush and make sure that it's nice and evenly loaded, because we don't want any lumps, bumps or bobbles in this brush, because if there are, it's going to transfer into our design. So I'm going to come up from what would be the cuticle area, and I'm going to push down using the whole belly of my brush, and then bring that up to a beautiful taper and bring it on a slight curve as well, okay? And then I'm going to come in and thicken up the base of this, because the base of a feather or the quill is thicker at the base. So I'm just going to come in and do that, and then bring it up into my taper again. And if you start to run out of that gel paint, then just go in and add a little bit more. Okay, so that's the first part. Now, if you were using a gel polish for this, rather than a gel paint, we would probably have to go into the lamp and flash cure that so that it doesn't bleed out. But as you can see, this is staying exactly where I've put it, and those lines are super crisp as well. So again, I'm going to go in and load up my brush. Now, in order to give me the correct taper into this feather at the base, I'm going to start at the top, okay? And this top part is going to be the center or the middle of that top piece of feather. So I'm going to bring that round and again bring that out to a beautiful taper, and always finish on your taper as well. Don't ever be tempted to start this way and bring it down, always finish on your taper. So now what I'm going to do is start to bring this down and follow that curve that you have created. And I want each tip of this section of my feather to be slightly separate from the one above. Beautiful, fine taper in there. So I'm going to bring this all the way down to one side so you can see how this gel paint really is holding its own weight, okay? And like I say, if we were to use a gel polish for this, we would have been in and out of the lamp numerous times already. So I'm just going to do the other side now in exactly the same way. So again, bringing that up and round, and then I'm going to bring that round this way. And then taper that out. So doing designs like this is perfect to practice your pressure and your fine line skills. And then I'm going to bring that one up and around, and then bring my lowest part of my feather down here, and that's going to sit slightly into the one that's above it, so we create that taper at the bottom as well. Okay, so I'm going to pop that into the lamp. That's got to go in for a full 60-second cure because a gel paint has a longer cure than a gel polish. A gel polish is 30 seconds in an LED lamp and a gel paint is 60. So now I'm going to create a design that sits alongside this. And if you guys want to see this design in real life on a client, head on over to my Instagram page and you'll be able to see it over there. So I'm going to come from what would be the cuticle line, and I'm going to create a swirl. So the easiest way to do that is to break it down. Okay, so I'm going to create that first part of my swirl. Again, load up my brush, and then I'm going to come in here and create that second part of my swirl, and then in here to create the third part. And then if you want to taper that round to bring in a little bit more, you can do that. So I'm just going to thicken up this line. Now I've got my guide in there because I don't want this to be too soft, like so. Okay, and then I'm going to come from here and create a slightly smaller swirl just coming off of that one, again breaking it down so that we get that really lovely smooth curve in there. Okay, and then from there I'm going to bring this up and round, like so. And then I'm going to bring from here up and round this way. So it's coming up far more exaggerated in here. Okay. And then we're going to create a little bit of detail on this side in this negative space. So I'm going to pull this round from what would be the side wall up to my free edge. And then create another line in there and another line under there, like so. Okay, and now we're going to create almost like, this reminded me a little bit, I'm just going to clean off my brush. It reminded me a little bit of like a fishnet stocking when I did this. So we're going to do like a crisscross design in here. So I'm just going to go one way first of all, making sure that we bring that all the way to that line. You don't want it to stop short. All the way through to the free edge. That one needs thickening up just a little bit. And then I'm going to go the other way, okay? So I'm now going to come this way to create a crisscross. All the way through, like so. Now I'm going to grab my 5mm brush, and this is going to hold a little bit more of that paint, and I'm just going to fill in this section here, like so, and make sure that that line above is nice and even. And then again, I'm going to come in with my Skinny Mini and create a few little lines. I'm not going to do the crisscross in this. I'm just going to do a few little lines just coming through here. Okay, and then I'm going to grab my dotting tool. And this is my smallest dotting tool. And I'm just going to do a few dots coming from that free edge along here. So you can see how much work I'm able to get done in just one application of my gel paint, which is what you want, because if your client's going in and out of the lamp all the time, especially with a design like this, there is that risk of them bumping them, and that's the last thing that you want to happen. Okay. Right, I'm going to pop that into the lamp again for a full cure, which is 60 seconds. So this one has now fully cured. I'm going to get rid of my gel paint because I don't need that anymore. And now what we're going to do is to fill in these sections of the feather. So normally what I would do is do this first, but because we've used the gel paint, it almost creates like a border that we can flood our gel polish up to. So it works like a little dam holding everything into place. Okay, so the colours I'm going to use to do this is going to be Candy Kisses from the Core collection, which is a beautiful pink. We're going to keep this design nice and soft. And then I'm going to go in with Pow from the Pop Art collection. Now this is a beautiful bright purple, and I'm just going to mix that with a little bit of our Innocence, which again is from the Core collection. And I'm going to put 2 bits of Innocence down there. And then I'm going to mix my Innocence and my Power together to create a nice soft purple. Okay, so just mix those 2 and you can see how that really softens, but we keep the vibrancy of the original Power colour. And then I've left that little bit of white because I want that to be able to do our highlights. So I'm going to go into Candy Kisses first of all. And I'm going to, with my 5mm brush, pop a little bit down, and then I'm hardly touching the nail. I'm literally just going to float this product out to my outline, okay? And then I'm going to do every other one. Like so, again, hardly touching the nail. I'm just using the very, very tip and just pulling that product out to exactly where I want it. And I'm always going to start at the base and then taper out to my point, okay? Don't try and do it the other way round because you'll get too much flooding at the point of that feather. Okay, so I'm now going to clean off my brush just onto a clean lint-free wipe and then go into that beautiful purple that we've just created. Now, normally you wouldn't work wet next to wet, but because we've got that border of black gel paint, it means that we can. So again, this is going to enable us to get more work done in one sitting. So again, just starting at the base of that section and then pulling that product out. Starting at the base. Pull it all the way and then back down. Now, if you're not confident doing both colours in one sitting, you could have gone in after your pink and done a flash cure or a full cure. It's only 30 seconds because this is gel polish, not gel paint. And then if you did make a mistake at this stage, you'd be able to go in and wipe it off and go again, because that is the beauty of working with the gel polish. So I'm just going to pop that one back in the lamp, and now we have got this one. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to use my pink and just float that in this section here, just like we've done with feather. And it's the beautiful colours that we're using here that are going to tie this design in. Okay. Again, just floating it out. And obviously, if you're doing this on a client, you want to steer clear of their side walls and just be aware of that section that you may well come into contact with their skin. If that happens, get it off straight away, but try and be nice and precise with your application. So I'm just coming in here and floating this out into this section. And what I'm going to do, I'm actually going to do another black line coming up through just to give that a border. So I'm just cleaning off my brush and I just want to bring this taper in so it's nice and crisp. Okay, and then that's going to go into the lamp for a full cure. Now, before I go in with my highlights, I just need to add in the middle sections of my feather. So I've just gone back into my black gel paint and I'm just literally going to start at the base and flick it up. So starting with a little bit more pressure and then just lifting up to create that beautiful taper coming through that feather section. So again, starting at the base and pulling it up through. Okay, base up through, need a little bit more gel paint. And again, make sure that you evenly load that brush. You don't want any lumps, bumps or bobbles going on within that line work. So that's going to go into the lamp for a full cure. I'm now going to just add that line in to this section here. So I'm just going to come in and pop a line in there. And I'm just going to tidy up this section here because I went a little bit too far over, and make that nice and crisp. So that's now going to go in the lamp for a full cure. I'm going to clean off my Skinny Mini because I now want to go into my white, and the last thing you want is a dirty white. You want your white to be nice and crisp. You don't want that grey tone. So cleaning off your brush with a clean lint-free wipe, and just working it through, making sure that all of that black is out of your brush, which it is. So I'm just going to drag my brush through my white, and again make sure that it's nice and evenly loaded, and this line, or these lines rather, are going to be super thin. Okay, so just remove any of that excess product, and then once you're ready you can go through and create your highlights. So I'm just going to come in next to that black just to create a little bit of interest, so it's not so flat. Again, starting at the base, and you can see how fine this line is, okay? But doing it in exactly the same way as I did my black, starting at the base and bringing it up. Okay, and then what I'm going to do, I'm going to come up the middle of the feather as well. So again, starting at the base, letting your brush do the work for you, and then just bringing it all the way up through that center section. So that's going to go in the lamp for a 30-second cure, and this one has now fully cured. It is all done. So it's entirely up to you whether you do this matte or shiny. I am going to go in with Material Girl and do these matte, because we haven't got any glitter here, and it is the most beautiful soft matte top coat that keeps its matte as well, so it doesn't go shiny over time. Okay, so I'm going to float this out over this entire nail. Now obviously if you're doing this on a client, you want to steer clear of their cuticle sidewalls, and also make sure that you cap that free edge. Okay, and the beauty of this design is it looks stunning on long nails and short nails, so you can get away with it on both. So there we have our beautiful feather, and again I'm going to go in with my Material Girl and mattify that, so you can see what it would look like shiny with the wet matte top coat on there. And again, steer clear of the cuticles, sidewalls, and make sure that you cap that free edge. Now there's nothing stopping you from going in and adding a little bit of sparkle to this and making it shiny with I'd Rather Be Shiny, which is our no white top coat, and giving it that almost encapsulated feel. So I'm going to pop that in the lamp, and then I'm just going to run through quickly the colours that we have used. So my base was blush from the Core collection, which is a staple colour that you need in your collection because it has a multitude of uses and goes with everything as well. And then our other pink was Candy Kisses, again from the Core collection. And then we mixed our Pow from the Pop Art collection, which is a beautiful neon purple, but is really deep in pigmentation and colour. And I mixed that with a little bit of Innocence. So Innocence is our white, and it creates that beautiful soft purple. And then we also used to finish Material Girl, which is our beautiful matte top coat. And of course, we couldn't have done any of this design without our black gel paint. And of course, the star of the show, as always, is our skinny mini brush. So like I say, all of this is available over on our website, which is www.getnowbylaurenmcbride.com, and don't forget to use that discount, which is Lauren10. So these have now had, or one of them's had, a full cure. So this is our nail that we have created, and you could go in with different colors on here and create a different look. You could go in with some more swirls, some more dots. You could even add a tiny little feather in here as well in this space, but I really like how that blush background gives this design room to breathe and just be. So I absolutely love this design, and my client loved it as well. And here we have our feather. So you can see when we put the two nails together that they really do complement each other, and it's those beautiful colours as well. This would look stunning in blue. Our beautiful colours as well really do tie those nails in together and create them as a set. So there you have it, our Tutorial Tuesday. If you enjoyed this video and you would like to see more, here's a couple of suggested videos that we think you might enjoy, and please don't forget to subscribe. I really hope you guys enjoyed watching, and I'll see you all very, very soon.